And a good evening to you. Chief Meteorologist Tim Buckley here with you now. We're tracking showers and storms that continue to push across the Piedmont area as we round our way through the 10 o'clock hour. We're going to find more of these continuing to kind of pop up and move through piece by piece overnight tonight. And there will be some threat of some spinning thunderstorms as we work our way closer toward the early morning hours. This is all part of two different weather systems that are at play across our area. We've got a cold front moving in from the north. Then we have a tropical system, what's left of it, moving our way from the west. So let's kind of get right to it. We'll show you the latest live radar. And no matter where you are this evening, you might be having a different weather experience. That's kind of the way that it's been going. Because some people have gotten a lot of rain, others haven't really had quite as much. So that's kind of the way it goes on these type of things. They're hit or miss thunderstorms, and the hits can be a lot different than the misses. So that's kind of what we're following right now. As we take a look at the latest live radar, some of the heaviest rainfall has been popping up over the last hour in Guilford and Alamance counties over through Orange County too. I love to see this. I'll tell you why. This is the worst drought area in the state. And in fact, it's one of the worst on the entire East Coast and in the country for that matter. The latest drought map that we got today highlights that D4 brown shaded area right now in our part of the state. So from the I-40 corridor, from Raleigh to Durham to Burlington to Greensboro, these are the areas that need the rain the most. Now, where has it fallen today? Well, we've had a decent chunk of it, haven't we? There's been some good rainfall from place to place in Guilford, Alamance, and Orange counties, and then farther off to the north. These have been the true jackpots and almost more rain than you'd like to see because it can cause some problems. But shockingly, I haven't really heard of major flooding problems in Surrey and Wilkes and Stokes counties, but they had a lot of rain earlier tonight. And then over here, if we kind of go back to the drought areas, the drought-stricken areas anyway, it just depends. So PTI Airport close to a half an inch over that way, but some others have had quite as much as 1 to 2 inches. And keep in mind, the night is young. We have more rain on the way. So let's get back to the latest live radar. Right now, it's really coming down in Burlington, which is great to see. I mean, can't tell you how pleased I am with this because it's so hard to get rainfall that's substantial and lasting and widespread in the summertime. So it's really good that we're doing it. That's a live view in Burlington at the moment. In Greensboro, we had some good rain coming down. Now it's kind of taken a little bit of a break downtown. That'll change, though, as we start to see more later on. Winston-Salem, you've been in a little bit of a break for a while. Let's show you the wider view right now across the area. This wide view is showing us how we do see the spinning area right now near Atlanta, Georgia, also in Mississippi and Alabama and Tennessee and North Carolina. This is all part of the weather system that we're going to be tracking our way early tomorrow morning. So you can see that swirling motion. That's what's left of Arthur. And so this is going to kind of make a beeline toward the Carolinas overnight tonight. Ignore that little squiggle. You get the idea. But it is going to be moving our way overnight tonight. And there's also this cold front which is up here, and that front is part of the equation as well. So the front is swinging through and it's kind of picking up that tropical remnant, that tropical low pressure. And so there are a couple things with that. Obviously, Arthur can still make rainfall, but it can also produce that little added spin in the atmosphere. So overnight tonight, we are going to at least be mindful and kind of be watching that there's some element of a tornado risk. It's not a big one, but it's something. And so I do think we'll want to keep an eye on that. For our region, probably between about 3 o'clock in the morning through about 8 o'clock in the morning, this general area does at least have some risk of a quick, brief tornado. Not something that's fun to talk about, but something we want you to kind of just be aware of. There's also a low damaging wind threat, as we've already seen across the area tonight. You know, we've had some reports of damage in the region, some downed trees, especially in Surrey and Stokes counties, and a couple more in our southern counties too. So it just kind of depends on where you are. back to the live radar we go. I should mention there is a severe thunderstorm warning for Montgomery and Randolph counties, but I got to tell you, by my trained eye, I don't see anything severe about this thunderstorm right now. So it does look to be a thunderstorm, but there's not a lot of high wind associated with it right now. So just kind of treat it as you would any other storm and stay inside until it passes. So we've showed you the live radar. That's where the storms are right now. What do we have going forward? And what can you do about it? So let's take a look at our Futurecast model. Remember, I showed you the different rounds of rain. We're going to continue to see on and off rain showers through the next couple of hours. And then overnight, here's where we get a little bit more tropical. By 3, 4, and 5 a.m., we start to see some of those tropical rain bands moving in. And those are the ones that have some curling and some swirling. And that's where there may be some tornado threat. But I really think if there is one, it's going to be in our southern counties down here. It's not going to be up here along the I-40 corridor. That's my opinion. As we go through the middle of the day, 10, 11 o'clock, we should be winding down. And then guaranteed the afternoon will be beautiful. There will be a lot of sunshine, and I don't think you need to worry. Bottom line, the planner for tomorrow, it'll be rainy and maybe a little windy in the morning for tomorrow. That's kind of something that you should be planning on. Both of those things will be true. And by the afternoon, everything will be in much better shape. So what kind of rainfall could we be expecting? Where are we looking at for rain amounts from now through tomorrow morning? Well, we could still have half an inch to an inch yet to come. And we hope so. The more the better. Obviously, we don't want to have flooding, but the more rain that we could get, the better, at least in my opinion. Here's another view of Futurecast. That's what it has right now. Here's where we go in the later part of the evening between 2, 3, 4, and 5 o'clock. The storm getting picked up a little bit by the front is enhancing some of that rainfall and moving closer and closer to us. So that thing will still be swirling out toward the coast as we go toward tomorrow in the afternoon, but it is out of our area at that time, So anyway, that's where we're headed through the rest of the day tomorrow. I mentioned the severe weather risk. We mentioned the gusty winds. That will still be something that will follow through the rest of the evening. Winds could be a little bit gusty. They already have been throughout the day today. Here's kind of where they stand going through the rest of the night. Not all that bad, generally in the 20 to 30 mile per hour range. And then even throughout the afternoon tomorrow, it's probably still going to be pretty breezy. So yes, it'll be windy, but the winds are probably not going to cause any major problems around our area. The humidity, it's come back in a big way today, but it is going to start to change a little bit tomorrow. We'll see that humidity falling a little bit tomorrow afternoon, and that should carry us into Father's Day weekend as well. So let's take a look at the Futurecast. I mentioned the cold front sliding that storm away. Well, it's a cold front, so as it slides it away, that's going to make it easier for us to see drier, lower humidity air, more comfortable air into our area, and that would make for a pretty darn nice Father's Day weekend. So here's our forecast for that. Both days look to be a little on the hot side, but the mornings are comfortably cool in the 60s, and it really doesn't look like it's going to rain either of those days for Father's Day weekend. You might be headed out to Raleigh, by the way. Of course, they've got the Stanley Cup Victory Parade. The Canes are celebrating, and they've been doing it across the state the last couple of days, but you can join them. If you're going to Raleigh, the weather's going to be beautiful, so don't worry about that. Back here at home, our weather impact alert will continue through tomorrow morning. And the reason being, we'll continue to have some on and off rainfall, and that morning commute really could be on the messy side. We'll go back to the latest live radar right now and show you where these storms are still storming around the area, and they keep on reforming. So that's the nice thing. The fact that they're moving through is one thing, but the fact that they keep on reforming allows us to get more in the rainfall department than we would otherwise. Still really coming down in Alamance County, where it's been so difficult to get rainfall lately. It's coming down pretty well in Haw River and Graham and Mebane and Burlington too. Farther south you go, Rock Creek is getting some good rainfall. Right along Highway 87 as you go by the King Creek hiking trails area, Saxbahaw down that way too. It's raining, and that's a good thing. Now in southern Guilford, we're seeing a few new showers popping up. Anything that forms today is heavy. There's just so much water in the air. Farther south you go, Again, there's that warning I disagree with over that way, and still wants to be on the screen. In Davidson County, we're seeing some redevelopment as well. So again, there are different showers and storms that keep on kind of popping up from place to place. But that's about it at the moment. You're getting a break in the northern foothills, but we are starting to see an additional round of rain in the North Carolina mountains. And then I think the next rounds that we'll watch are pretty far away. So down closer to Georgia, if nothing else redevelops in the middle, that stuff down by Georgia is what's going to get us much later tonight, closer to 2 and 3 and 4 a.m. So we've had different rounds. We'll continue to have some different rounds of rainfall through the rest of the night. We could pick up an additional 1/2 inch to 1 inch across the area, which would be great, very beneficial, because our drought is really concerning. It's really bad. And once we get past tonight, there aren't that many chances for rainfall in the 7-day forecast. We could get a couple of extra pop-up showers coming up on Sunday, but that's really about, Monday, but that's really about it in the 7-day forecast. So I don't see a whole lot coming our way. So the more we could get now, the better. That's your forecast. We're going to have more updates coming up for you on WFMY News 2 at 11. In the meantime, I'll leave you with this, a stream of our live radar that you can get anytime right here on WFMY Plus.